This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Ventures. And now, Xolo Ford presents high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Welcome into Xolo High School. Welcome into Xolo High School. In Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. Tonight, the Lady Cougars hosting the Winslow Bulldogs in a 1-versus-2 matchup in the 3A East region. Both teams in the top 10 in the state for that playoff hunt that's going to start in a couple weeks. So we're going to get into it. We want to get into our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pinetop, Overguard, or Xolo. So keys to the game tonight, we are loaded in the stats by a couple kids, one from each team. So my keys are going to be which team, which pitcher can keep these two kids, when we get to that, in check, and which team, if these two girls are pitched around, can help out with this. And we're talking about, for the Winslow Bulldogs, Kaya Wilcox, and for the Xolo Cougars, Addie Clark. So going through batting averages, number 1 and 2 in each of these categories, okay, is these two kids. Addie Clark hitting .627. Kaya Wilcox hitting .623. Kaya Wilcox leading the state in 3A with 12 home runs. And then Addie Clark is second in the 3A East with 10. Slugging percentage, Addie Clark 1.360, Kaya Wilcox 1.3 in the 3A East. RBIs is Addie Clark leading the 3A in the state with 50. And then number 2 in the 3A East, Kaya Wilcox. Impressive stats from those two ladies. So again, we're going to see which pitcher can keep those two ladies in check and which offense around those two can possibly pick up the slack if those two are pitched around tonight, which if I'm coaching, probably pitching around a couple of those depending on the situation in the game. So that's our Ace Hardware keys to the game. 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your car, need a key replaced, any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pinetop, Overguard, Xolo. Summit Regional Medical Center. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. For our injury report from the Xolo side, no injuries to be talked about, so that's a good thing going into the playoffs. For the Winslow Bulldogs, they had some sickness going through their team, and they are all back healthy. They were missing Kaya Wilcox last week for a game or two due to an illness, but now everybody back healthy for the Winslow Bulldogs. So that's our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Again, Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. They're getting ready to announce starting lineups. They'll do national anthem. This should be a good one. Number 5. Let me get to the rankings here real fast for you folks. Rankings for today that came out. Xolo ranked 4th in the state behind Empire, Yuma Catholic, Borgade Catholic. And then let's keep going through. Tanca Verde out of Tucson sitting at 5. Valley Christian at 6. The Snowflake Lobos at 7. Sabino Sabercats at 8. The Page Sand Devils, Lady Sand Devils sitting at 9. And then the number 10 team in the state is the Winslow Bulldogs. Winslow's had a heck of a schedule this year. They had lost to the #1 team, Empire. They've lost to Pregame Catholic. They've lost already once to the Xolo Cougars. This is a second region game. And then they believe they've split. Nope. They beat the Snowflake Lobos earlier in the year. And now they will get Snowflake at the last game of the season next Monday. Is that the 28th on Monday? Monday the 28th, the Winslow Bulldogs face the Snowflake Lobos. So we're going to listen into some starting lineups. Looks like Kendra Yabara. Riley Sharp hitting second. Kaya Wilcox pitching. Era Leonard. Cassie Cody hitting 5. Amatel Gonzalez. Livy Palfy. Emily Wilbanks hitting 8. And Gigi Vasquez hitting in the 9 spot. We'll get positions here in a second.
And the starting lineup
for the Lady Cougars. Aspen Clark leading off.
Aspen Clark.
Era Rivera hitting second.
Right field, number 3, Ari Rivera.
Addie Clark in the circle tonight for the Lady Cougars hitting third. Avery Irvin at shortstop. Riley Hewitt playing third base tonight hitting 5. She's number 7. Tatum Townsend at second base. Angie Villa in center field. Gracie Umfresh will be behind the dish tonight. And Riley Wyatt is batting 9th tonight playing left field.
And left fielder, number 6, Riley Hewitt. Riley Wyatt, sorry, my bad. That is my bad.
So they're going to do the national anthem. We are going to step away. We'll get our legal. You're listening to high school softball presented by Xolo Ford on iTalk 106.7 FM KNKI Pine Top, Xolo, and 102.5 Pine Top at Kopanicki Communication Station. We will back.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Xolo Ford. Xolo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Xolo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Xolo Ford sells the best at the best price. Xolo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at xoloford.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share? You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Xolo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Xolo today.
Welcome back to Xolo High School, Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. We're going to add an Ace Hardware key to the game, only for the fact of looking at the flag here, and it is blowing out to dead center field. So another key is which pitcher can keep the ball down, and what hitters of these two teams, especially those two power hitters in Clark and Wilcox, could possibly get the ball up in the air and use this wind to their advantage as it's blowing straight out tonight here in Xolo. Our coaches getting lineups to the umpires, and we are going to get ready to play ball. Let's go through the defense for the Lady Cougars. Aspen Clark, or actually, let's go Addie Clark pitching today. Her counterpart behind the dish is Gracie Umphris. Over at first base is Aspen Clark. Second base, Tatum Townsend. Over at third base is Riley Hewitt. Shortstop is Avery Irvin. Outfield, left to right, Riley Wyatt. Angie Villa in center, and in right field is Era Rivera. For the Lady Bulldogs, leading off Kendra Ybarra playing shortstop. Riley Sharp over at first base. Kaya Wilcox at first base hitting in the 3 spot. Era Leonard over at third. Cassie Cody hitting at 5th at second base. Amatel Gonzalez left field. Livy Palfy in the 7th spot in right field. Emily Wilbanks will be behind the dish hitting 8th. And Gigi Vasquez in center field hitting 9th. Finishing up the warm-up pitches is Clark, and we are getting ready to get this thing going. Leading off for the Bulldogs, Kendra Ybarra. Ybarra hitting .523 on the season. 29 RBIs, 13 doubles. Kendra does have some speed for the Lady Bulldogs. In the circle is Clark, number 10. Her ERA is .501 on the year, 3 wins and 2 losses. Here's the numbers from the dugout, checks her wristband, and we are underway here in Xolo. There's a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball to Ybarra. Ybarra, right-handed hitter, digs back in. Clark back up on the rubber. Has her sign and delivers. And there's another Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball. First strike 2. Ybarra in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. This was a lot better last year for me when I had Nick Arredondo sitting next to me instead of texting me. And then we could talk watching our kids play. Now he just sits at home and just texts me instead of being here talking with me. As that's a ball high to Nick. Kendra digs back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Here comes another text from Nick. I can see the bubbles. Clark with the pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Evened up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, Nick is in Indiana. He's watching. He must be back there watching his daughter playing. Brinley Arredondo back at Goshen University playing softball in Indiana. So that must be where Nick's at. She's got a doubleheader tomorrow. So shout out to Brinley. Good luck tomorrow, BA. As there's ball 3 to Kendra. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Kendra Ybarra. Clark gets her sign, checks her wristband for the numbers. Here's the pitch. And there's another Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball over the first base dugout. Clark gets her sign, back up on the rubber. Comes set and delivers. Change up for a swing and a miss. Nice change up there to Ybarra. She's out in front for out number 1. And that's going to bring up number 10, Riley Sharp. Sharp hitting .479 on the year, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. Both these lineups have big-time averages in them. So we got to see which pitcher can keep these lineups in check, especially with the wind blown out. There's a rise ball for a swing and a miss to Sharp for strike 1. Riley's digging back in the sand pit of a right-handed batter's box. The crater over there. Here's the pitch from Clark. Another swing and a miss on a high one. Takes the umpire's mask off, so we gotta, catcher's gonna go out and talk to the pitcher, wasted a little time for the umpire. Looks like he's all right, as he took a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball to the face mask. Sharp back in the box, no balls, 2 strikes. 2 Sharp. Clark gets her sign and delivers it. Swing and a miss for out number 2. Strikeout number 2. Wind blowing out tonight. Canadians hitters catch one. We're looking for our Comfort Fit Dentures home run. Smile Comfort Fit Dentures. And that's going to bring up the state leader in 3A in home runs, Kaya Wilcox. Kaya hitting .623 on the year, 12 home runs. Here's a pitch from Clark. Fastball on the outside corner. Kaya was not liking that one, but she's also pitching, so she might like it when she's in the circle. Doesn't like it when you're hitting. There's a good shot of Kaya. There's a shot of Addie Clark. Here's the pitch from Addie. Outside for ball 1. So the 3A East leaders in home runs, RBIs, the top 2 spots belong to both pitchers tonight here in Xolo. Clark's got her sign, come set. They're staying away from Kaya. 2 balls, 1 strike. Everything's running away, running outside to Wilcox here. Again, the way this field is designed, the wind blows out a lot, and it is dead center tonight. That flag is pinned to dead center field, so anything up in the air tonight has a chance. Here's the pitch, and there goes one, as that is deep. No wind needed, as Kaya Wilcox extends her 3A state lead in home runs to now 13. And the Lady Bulldogs are on the board that quickly for a Comfort Fit Dentures home run. Smile Comfort Fit Dentures, as Kaya Wilcox with a bomb out to left center. And again, folks, I know I was talking about the wind. No wind needed on that one. Kaya barreled that one up and long over the fence. And now it's Era Leonard. Leonard takes first pitch, strike called. Era playing third base tonight, number 19, hitting .525 on the year. 10 doubles, 4 triples for Leonard. Here's a pitch from Clark. And there's a ball out into right center, right fielder over, and they off the glove, and then they collide, and Leonard is going to be in with a stand-up double. Good hustle there by the right fielder. Had it in her glove on the long run and just barely bounced out before she ran into the center fielder. Hope everyone's all right there. But we're going to give Leonard a double as that ball was hit hard and into the right center gap. Right fielder had to run a long way. There's a strike called to Cassie Cody. Cody hitting .389 on the year. Nick, I know you're still watching. Tell BA to take notes on that swing, get some lift on the ball so she can get a home run in college. There's a ball that runs outside for ball one. Runner on second, 2 outs. Bulldogs lead 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Cody. Here's the pitch, and that ball inside on the corner. Good pitch there from Clark as that one ran to that inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner on second. 2 outs here for the Bulldogs. Clark has her sign and delivers. Rise ball not swung on there by Cody. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Not foul ball as the first baseman. I thought that was going to go out of play. First baseman makes the catch right in front of the Bulldogs dugout for out number 3. Xolo coming to bat, trailing 1-0. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Xolo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Welcome back to Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Big game here tonight as the number 1 team in the region and number 2 teams in the region, both with 1 loss, facing off here in Xolo as the Lady Cougars hosting the Lady Bulldogs from Winslow. We're going to the bottom of the first. Xolo again trailing 1-0 on that Kaya Wilcox home run. And we've got a left-handed hitter in Aspen Clark. Aspen Clark leading off. If you're looking to get your college going, start that education in a hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor's degree programs in education and business. That is Northland Pioneer College. And before I can even get that out, Aspen swings at the first pitch, grounds out to second for the first out of the game. Clark, let's see, she's number 11. She was hitting .463 on the year as a freshman. And now that's going to bring up Era Rivera. Era takes first pitch ball. Rivera, also a freshman, hitting .521 on the season. So a couple freshmen, no seniors on this Xolo Cougars team. There's a fastball in the outside corner to Rivera. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, this is a very young Xolo team, no seniors this year. Starting 3 freshmen, I believe, 4 freshmen. 3 for sure. A ball in the dirt from Wilcox, 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Wilcox gets her sign. Again, all these pitchers have a wristband card. There's a ground ball over to Leonard at third. Slings it over to Sharp. And that is out number 2. And that's going to bring up Addie Clark. Clark again, second in home runs behind Wilcox in the 3A East with 10. She is a junior hitting .627 on the year, leading the entire 3A in RBIs with 50. So the entire state. There's some leaders just on this field with home runs and RBIs tonight, as Clark takes that one low and outside for ball 1. Kaya already putting her name in the hat for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. Ball called inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Deemer's glass, if you need home glass for your home or business, Deemer's glass in Lakeside, hands down the best quality glass at affordable prices. Call Deemer's glass at 1-888-GLASSMAN. Here's the windup from Wilcox and the pitch. There's a ground ball past Leonard down the line. That's going to get to the left fielder just in front of the fence. And Clark kept in the yard at least, if there's a positive on that one. Kept in the yard, but she barreled that one up really well. And Clark in with a stand-up double. Clark putting her name in the hat for that Horn Auto Center drive of the game, the Chevy Cadillac and GMC store that saves you more. And that brings up the shortstop, Avery Irvin. Irvin hitting .451 on the year as a sophomore. Again, this is a very young Cougar lineup. Catcher setting up on the outside corner. There's a pitch right on it for strike 1 called. There's a good shot of Irvin. Kaya gets her sign and delivers. Outside and high for ball 1. So both pitchers have wristbands with numbers on it. Sounds like the coaches yell out bingo numbers to their pitchers, and they check their wrist, and it tells them what they're throwing. So here's a pitch from Wilcox. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Waiting on deck, number 7, Riley Hewitt. Hewitt hitting .544 on the year, junior, 4 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs on the season. Avery Irvin, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Here's the pitch, and that is inside. It is dropped, throw down to first, and retires the side on the strikeout, and the 2-3 put out for out number 3. We're going to the top of the second. Bulldogs lead the Cougars 1-0. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Xolo Ford. Xolo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Xolo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Xolo Ford sells the best at the best price. Xolo Ford on the east end of the Dukes and at XoloFord.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear, plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Welcome back to Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. We're at Xolo High School as the Lady Cougars hosting the Lady Bulldogs of Winslow. We're leading off with the number 6 hitter, Amatel Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .385 on the season. Gonzalez, a freshman, so another young player on this field, this time for the Lady Bulldogs. Addie Clark gets her sign and delivers. Bunt attempt. Umpire says, yes, you went for strike one. Clark back up on the rubber, checks her wrist for what pitch she is going to throw. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. Low and outside, called strike two. 0-2 the count here to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the second, Emitel Gonzalez. Here's a pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss for out number one. Strikeout number 3 for Clark. And that's going to bring up number 4 for the Bulldogs, Olivia Palfy. Palfy hitting .229 on the season. Changeup low for ball one. Palfy, another freshman in this lineup for the Bulldogs. So a couple freshmen for the Bulldogs. And here's the pitch from Addie Clark. Swing and a miss by Palfy for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to the number 7 hitter, Olivia Palfy. Again, top of the second. Bulldogs scored in the top of the first on a Kaya Wilcox home run and then left the tying run stranded, did the Cougars at second base with 2 outs. That ball's in the dirt for ball 2. On deck, Emily Wilbanks. Wilbanks, a sophomore, hitting .270 for the Lady Bulldogs. Sun setting, shadows creeping in on the field. Here's a pitch from Clark. That ball is inside, 3-1 the count to Palfy. So first base, second base, right field, Sun Field here at Xolo High School. So anything hit to the right side of the field for the next little bit is going to be a struggle with the sun. Here's a pitch from Clark. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 2 and a full count. 3-2, 1 out here in the top of the second. Palfy digs back in. Clark on the rubber. Here's her sign. Checks her wrist. Comes set and getting ready to deliver the full count. Pitch and a swing and a miss for out number 2. Strikeout number 4 for Clark. And that's going to bring up the 8-hitter catcher, Emily Wilbanks. Wilbanks, sophomore, hitting .270 on the year, 14 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a home run to her credit. Here's the pitch from Clark. High and outside for ball 1. Two outs. Top of the second inning here in Xolo. Clark with the pitch. And delivers. Big swing there from Wilbanks for strike 1. One the count 2 outs here in the top of the second. Clark with the pitch. Right down the middle with a little bit of run. Clark's ball is running away from the Bulldogs today. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count to the 8-hitter Emily Wilbanks. Clark hears the bingo numbers and delivers. That one's dribbled over to the third baseman. Hewitt up across the diamond for out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the second. Bulldogs lead the Cougars 1-0. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
At Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, April showers bring showers of cash with a jelly roll on top. And who doesn't love jelly rolls? This month, when you have the professionals at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint replace your insured windshield, you'll get 2 delicious steak dinners at Cattleman Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets at the WME Theaters. And this month, you'll get entered to be showered in cash with our $1,000 cash drawing, plus premium floor tickets to see Jelly Roll and Post Malone live in concert. Yee-haw! This month it's dinners, movies, and your name goes in the hat for April Showers of Cash. Plus premium tickets to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll live in concert.
536-597 Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cash
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. We're going to the bottom of the second. Cougars trail 1-0. And we got the 5-hitter third baseman Riley Hewitt coming up to the plate. Riley Jr. hitting .544 on the year. Again, 4 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs on the year. I'm sure Riley's family back in Iowa is listening, as they checked in all last year supporting Riley. So if you are watching, we appreciate you. There's a fastball that runs away from Hewitt for ball 1. Wilcox back up on the rubber. Set and delivers. And there's a ball driven out to left, right at the left fielder as it died a little bit. But Riley hit that one right on the screws to the left fielder. It's a great shot of our left fielder, number 12, Amatil Gonzalez. Hewitt right on the nose with that one, but unfortunately nothing of it as the left fielder makes a play. And that's going to bring up second baseman Tatum Townsend. Townsend, sophomore, hitting .441 on the year, 14 RBIs, 9 doubles. Tatum takes first pitch fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. Wilcox working quick as that one slipped out of her hand for a ball. It's everyone's laughing, but it happens more than you think with someone hitting their leg or just losing a grip on it. So 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Townsend. Here's a pitch from Wilcox. That ball runs away for strike 2 on the swing and a miss from Townsend. 2-1 the count. Wilcox also, like Clark, both balls moving, both balls running away from these right-handed hitters. That ball a little too far. Nice layoff there by Townsend. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wilcox trying to get Townsend to chase. Townsend did not. Great shot of Tatum. 2-2 the count. Here's a pitch from Kaya. Ground ball over to Leonard at third. Leonard too sharp at first for out number 2.
number 5, Angelique V.
And that's going to bring up number 5, Angie Villa. Villa playing center field today for the Cougars. Villa, another one of those sophomores, hitting 400 on the year, 18 RBIs, 7 doubles, and 3 triples. Villa digs in. Wilcox gets her sign and delivers. As that ball is hammered for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Just a loud strike, but Villa did barrel that one up just out in front. Villa digs back in. Wilcox on the rubber with her sign and delivers. Ball low in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wilcox working fast. Talked about this the other night in a baseball game. When pitchers are working quick, it doesn't give the defense time to sit on their heels. So Kaya back up on the rubber and delivers. That ball runs away right on the corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's the pitch Kaya didn't like when she was hitting. Loves it when she's in the circle pitching. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Wilcox. Goes back out there and Villa holds up to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Cougars trail 1-0. Early on in this game, still lots of game to go here. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. Change up in the low, gets Villa swinging for out number 3. We're going to the bottom or the top of the 3rd. This is Winslow leads 1-0. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Not only do we have new and used cars, we also have certified pre-owned vehicles. Check these babies out. Over here, we got a 2024 certified pre-owned GMC Sierra Denali. It was $71,455, now priced at $66,740. Or how about a 2024 Chevy Blazer 3LT with leather certified pre-owned? It was $39,995, marked down to $38,588. So take a look at these and all of our used vehicles inventory on hornauto.com.
Huh? Welcome back.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focus on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Leading off the top of the 3rd is Gigi Vasquez, the 9-hitter for the Lady Bulldogs. Addie Clark with a pitch high, 1 ball, 1 strike the count as the first pitch was swung and missed from Vasquez. Vasquez hitting freshman, 268 for the Bulldogs. Clark has her sign, comes set and delivers. That ball runs out, just out off the corner for ball 2. 2 ball, 1 strike the count. Bulldogs lead 1-0 here again. It's early in this one. Clark checks her wrist for that sign and delivers. Swing and a miss from Vasquez to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vasquez, the 9-hitter, leading off here in the bottom or top of the 3rd. Kendra Ybarra, leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs, waiting her turn on deck. Here's the pitch from Clark. Outside for ball 3. 3-2 the count. to the 9-hitter for the Bulldogs. Vasquez, 1 double, 1 home run on the year for her freshman campaign. Clark with the full count pitch. And that is inside, and that's going to put the leadoff hitter on base here in the top of the 3rd, and that will bring up the top of the order for the Bulldogs in Kendra Ybarra. Ybarra hitting .523 on the year. 0 for 1 today as she struck out swinging to lead this game off. See what Coach Hayes has planned here. That pitch rises up and out for ball 1. See if Coach Hayes wants to do a little small ball with his leadoff hitter, or if they're going to try to play a little bit of a big inning, especially with this wind blowing out. Ybarra does have 5 home runs on the season. See if she could get one up in the wind. Here's the pitch from Clark. And there's a line shot over the third baseman's head. And that's gonna, nice play there by the left fielder, holding the runner at second. Runner did have to freeze on the line, and Ybarra, a rocket single. And now the Lady Bulldogs with the first 2 runners on, first and second. And that's gonna bring up Riley Sharp. Sharp also struck out swinging in the first. Sharp hitting .479 on the year, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs for the senior. Coach Hayes calls time, has a little chat with her. I would assume you're not playing small ball here, but again, in a big game like this, you never know. That ball is low. And ball 1. No outs here in the top of the 3rd. Bulldogs threatening with the first 2 runners on here in this 3rd inning, and no outs. Clark with the pitch. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball to the screen for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Riley Sharp. Ybarra also with a possibility of a Horn Auto Center drive of the game, as there's an off-speed pitch, gets Sharp chasing for strike number 2. Horn Auto Center, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Sponsors our drive of the game. We appreciate them. Sharp back in the box. Clark has her sign and delivers. That ball runs up on the hands, and that's going to be a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. On deck, Kaya Wilcox. Again, Kaya is responsible for this 1-0 lead as she extended her 3A state leading home run to 13 with that Comfort Fit Dentures home run. Again, Smile Comfort Fit Dentures. There's a changeup low and inside. Good take there by Sharp. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a great shot of the senior first baseman for the Bulldogs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second for the Bulldogs. Clark trying to get herself out of a jam here. That ball runs too far outside, and that's going to be a full count. That one looked like it more started on the outside part of the plate and then ran into the batter's box instead of being at the middle of the plate and running to the outside. Clark's ball sure is moving, and it's moving greatly away from these right-handed hitters. And there's one that's grounded over to the third baseman. It's dropped at first. Bases are now loaded. And that's going to bring up Kaya Wilcox. No place to put the state leading home run hitter as bases are loaded and no outs here in the top of the third. And that's going to bring a time mound visit from Coach Nix as he wants to have a chat. Do they do the Barry Bonds? Do they intentionally walk Wilcox with the bases loaded to only give up 1 run instead of possibility of 4, especially with the wind blowing out? Because again, anything up in the air. Yep, and there it is. They are putting Kaya on with the bases loaded and walking in a run. Wow. The Barry Bonds. Wilcox gets walked, base on ball with the bases loaded, an intentional walk, and that is going to walk in a run, and the Bulldogs lead. I'm trying to figure out where my card is. Bulldogs now lead 2-0, and that's going to bring up Era Leonard. Leonard takes first pitch, ball inside. Leonard had a double in the first, stranded at second, and we're going to get a courtesy runner here for the pitcher. So that's going to be number 11. Number 11 is Alexis Munchmore for the Bulldogs. Will courtesy run for the pitcher today. Leonard with that double, looking to extend this lead with the bases loaded and no outs. Might take things a little personal here with the intentional walk to Wilcox. And that ball is off the glove of the catcher, and that's another run in as the pass ball to Leonard. That pitch outside, pass ball. Ybarra comes across the score. Sharp over to second, and now Munchmore running for Wilcox goes to second, and it is a 1 ball, 1 strike count. I have 2 balls, but we'll see what happens here. Here's the pitch from Clark, and there's a base hit through the left side of the infield. 1 run is in, it's bobbled. Here's 2 runs across, and they intentionally walk Kaya Wilcox, which in retrospect, she is a state leading home run hitter. So yes, you want somebody else to beat you, and that's exactly what has happened. We talked about that with our Ace Hardware pregame keys to the game. And we're gonna I have 11. They're asking about number 11 running, if she was on the lineup card, and she is. So the Bulldogs up big at the moment. Again, that can change at any time, especially with this wind that is blowing here in Xolo, as Leonard with a single, 2 RBIs. The Sheep wants that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game, and there's a strike called to Cassie Cody. No outs still. 5-0 Bulldogs here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch from Clark. There's a swing and a miss. Again, that ball is running away. Great pitch there from Clark. And Cody in a hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Clark, the 0-2 pitch. And that ball is a mountain mobile auto glass foul ball. Wake up, Mel. And there it is, off the van. And in typical fashion, Mel's already laughing because he knows what's coming. Y'all just woke him up from his nap. I'm glad Mel hasn't fired me yet for all the nap and pizza jokes that he has in the trailer. It's not true. He's the hardest working guy on the crew. Here's a pitch from Clark. That ball runs up and away, trying to get Cody to chase. Good 0-2 pitch there from Clark. Runner on first is Era Leonard. Clark gets her sign, comes set, and delivers. Bunt attempt right off the plate. It's a fair ball, and she is out at first, moving the runner over to third. So Gonzalez to 2-3 for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Livia Palfy. Livia struck out in that second inning as well. Now a pass ball, wild pitch. Gets a run across here with 2 outs in the top of the third. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Caught some people flinching over here, sitting up against the fence on the Bulldog side. Cougars looking to get themselves out of this inning, back in the dugout, see if they can take advantage of now the sunset. No sun, no shadows for the hitters. There's another running fastball away from the right-handed hitter for strike 2. 0-2 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Clark with her sign and delivers. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Got a few kids already vying for that Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store Player of the Game. Remember, they have the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, fishing gear in the White Mountains. They're located south of Pine Top on Highway 260, right-hand side of the road before you get to the casino. And there's a ball driven. 1-2 hops off the left field wall. One run is in as Leonard scores from third. And Livia Palfy with a stand-up double RBI for the Bulldogs, as it is now 6-0 here in Xolo. Palfy wants that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, call Deemer's Glass at 1-888-GLASSMAN. Emily Wilbanks grounded out the third in the second. She takes that one low for ball 1. Wilbanks, sophomore, hitting .270 on the year, 14 RBIs, 4 doubles. Runner in scoring position, looking for RBI number 15. Here's a pitch from Clark, and there's a pop fly on the just into the outfield. Center fielder under it, and that's going to retire the side. Bulldogs almost bat around as they send 9 to the plate, extend the lead 6-0 here. We're going to the bottom of the third. Xolo coming to bat. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Xolo Ford. Xolo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Xolo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Xolo Ford sells the best at the best price. Xolo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at xoloford.com.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Again, you're listening to high school softball presented by Xolo Ford on iTalk 1067 FM KNKI Pine Top, Xolo and 102.5 in Pine Top, a Kopanicki communication station. Gracie Umphris, the catcher, 8-hitter leading off the bottom of the third for the Cougars. Cougars looking to get something here as they trail 6-0. There's a ground ball over the short. Kendra Ybarra across the diamond, just beats it out. Good hustle there. Great play in the hole by Ybarra as Umphris reaches with a single. Umphris, let me get to that page. Umphris. Hitting .379 on the season. And that's going to bring up the 9-hitter, left-handed hitter, Riley Wyatt. See if they play a little small ball here with the courtesy runner at first. That ball's off the wild or pass ball. Runner moves up to second. Wyatt hitting .549 on the year as a freshman. 4 doubles, 3 triples. Runner on second here, no outs for the Cougars. Again, they're trying to get something going here, down 6-0 here in the bottom of the third. Wilcox with the pitch. Ball high and outside. When it's time to start your college education, do it with your hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state. Now offering bachelor degrees, programs in education and business. That's Northland Pioneer College. Wilcox with the pitch. And there's a ball hit out the center, and that could go. And Wyatt gets her first home run of her high school career as she gets one up. I don't even know if Wynn needed that one for any help at all. As Wyatt with a home run, 2 RBIs, and the Cougars right back in it. As it is now 6-2, and we are going to the top of the order as Wyatt goes in for that Horn Auto Center drive of the game, that Chevy Cadillac GMC store that saves you more. Home run, 2 RBIs, and now we're going to the top of the order. Cougars now only trailing 4 now. Again, the wind blowing out, but I'm not sure the 2 home runs we've seen tonight needed any wind at all. And that brought a mound visit from Coach Hayes as the 9-hitter. I don't think he's very thrilled with pitch selection location there as the 9-hitter goes yard to dead center field. And that brings up Aspen Clark. Clark grounded out to second. And there's a ball hit. Oppo down the left field line, up against the fence. And Clark in with a stand-up double. The Cougars threatening here in the bottom of the third.
Let's go.
Runner at second, no outs here as the last 2 hitters have barreled up Kaya Wilcox for the first time this game. And now we're getting into our second time around for these Lady Cougars, and Era Rivera. Era grounded out the third in the first. She's hitting .521 on the year. There's a changeup on the outside corner. Out in front is Rivera for strike 1. Wilcox back up on the rubber and delivers. Right on the corner for called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the state RBI leader waiting her turn on deck in Addie Clark. Clark with that double and stranded in the first. The fastball that runs outside for ball 1. So we have this 3A state leading home run hitter in the circle for the Bulldogs. The 3A state RBI leader in the circle tonight for the Cougars. Beautiful night here in Xolo. That ball runs outside. Check swing holds up there from Rivera to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're going to check. And they are checking. The base umpire not in a great position for that check swing because of the runner being on second, not because he's out of position, just because in a 2-man crew they are over closer to third base. And that ball runs high and outside and full count. Rivera battling back from an 0-2 to now full. Wilcox gets her sign from the dugout. Checks her wrist up on the rubber and delivers the full count pitch. And a swing and a miss for Rivera and out number 1. And now the state leading 3A RBI leader with a runner in scoring position, looking to make it 51 RBIs on the year with a base hit is Addie Clark. Clark 627 on the year, and there's a fastball in the outside corner as Wilcox challenges her with that first pitch fastball. See if they stay away or if they try to work possibility of an inside pitch here. There's a changeup outside, held off. Runner going to third, and she is out at third. She is out. We are working with an older system, so we don't have a replay, but from my angle here, good hustle, good play. I believe that's a good call by the umpire. So now there's 2 outs. And a swing and a miss from Clark for strike 2. So now you can definitely go after Clark, because even if she does hit the Comfort Fit Dentures home run, it's only going to be 1 run instead of 2. And here's the pitch from Wilcox. Outside for ball 1. 1 or 2 balls, 2 strikes to Clark. Now nobody on base. Deuces wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. There's a shot at Wilcox, checking her. Clark getting her timing down with the bunt, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Wilcox gets herself out of a jam. And we are going to the top of the 4th. Bulldogs lead 6-2. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Xolo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Xolo today.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Leading off the 4th is the same leadoff hitter from last inning, Gigi Vasquez. Vasquez swing and a miss there for 1 ball, 2 strike count. Maybe a 1-1 count. But Gonzalo Vasquez walked and scored back in that 5-run third for the Bulldogs. As she tries to bunt her way on, it is going to be touched, and she is out as she slowed up. Going, the pitcher touched the ball, knocked it in the foul territory. Then Umphris, the catcher, throws it over to first, and Vasquez slowed up at the last second. And she is going to be out on the 1, 2, 3. put out for out number 1. And that's going to bring up leadoff hitter Kendra Ybarra. Ybarra struck out in the first, singled and scored in the third. Takes that first pitch high for ball 1. Bulldogs lead 6-2 here in the top of the 4th. Addie Clark comes set and delivers. And there's a ball off the end of the bat on a changeup to second base. Flipped over to first for out number 2.
One more, girls. Let's go now. Bring it back in.
And that brings up Riley Sharp. Sharp struck out in the first, reached on an error and scored in the third. Cougars looking to get out of this 4th quickly as the first 2 hitters have been retired in this 4th and retired in quick fashion. Here's the first pitch to Sharp. Sharp with a rocket to shortstop. Shortstop across the diamond. And there is some life in the Cougar dugout as the Bulldogs go 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Bulldogs lead 6-2. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
When you think glass, think.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down.
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Xolo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Xolo Cougars hosting the Winslow Bulldogs in this 1-2 matchup here in the 3A East. Number 5 in the state, Xolo Cougars. Number 10 in the state, Winslow Bulldogs. Winslow leading 6-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Xolo found some barrels last inning to get those 2 runs, and there's one barreled right into the gap in right center, and the second baseman goes back out, then gets out of the way as the center fielder drifts over into right center to make the play for out number 1 as Avery Irvin is retired. And that's going to bring up number 7, Riley Hewitt. Hewitt lined out to left field in the second. There's a swing and a miss on that running outside fastball for strike 1. Hewitt hitting .544 on the year coming into tonight's game. There's another fastball that runs a little too far outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Again, appreciate Riley's family listening, I should say, back in Iowa, supporting Riley. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 2. Hewitt gets a couple practice swings in, deep breath, digs back into the box. Wilcox gets her signs from her dugout, getting ready to check her wristband. Steps up on the rubber, and here is the 1-2 pitch to Hewitt. And there's a ball that drops off the table and gets Hewitt swinging for out number 2. Wilcox and the Bulldogs, what you can do, we can do also, as the first 2 hitters retired quickly here in the bottom of the 4th, and that's going to bring up Tatum Townsend. Townsend grounded out the 3rd in the 2nd, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Townsend hitting .441 on the year. 0 for 1 tonight. Wilcox working a little quicker as that one runs away for a swing and a miss for strike 2. Wilcox, after the last inning, those 2 runs, has a little pep back in her step. A little more confidence up on the rubber. Wonder what those conversations were in the dugout with her head coach and her pitching coach. But here's the 0-2 pitch. Just outside, possibly high. Not chasing is Townsend, as now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Wilcox with a smile in the dugout, looking in at Coach Hayes and Coach Johnson. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Wilcox. And there's a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball, and that one caught the catcher, and that does not feel good. We're going to get a little bit of a break here as the umpire is going to give the catcher for the Bulldogs, who took that Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball right off the shoulder and off the chest protector. Coach Hayes checking out. She's got a smile on her face. He's telling her to lift some weights. She's got a smile and laughing. Umpire checks on her. You've got to be tough to be a catcher. I'll say that. And that's Emily Wilbanks, number 9 for the Cougars, or for the Bulldogs, and Wilbanks is a sophomore. And here is another 1-2 pitch, and there's a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball off the backstop. Still 1-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Wilcox back up on the rubber, again working quickly. Here's the pitch, and that ball is going to be the shortstop almost collides with the second baseman, and Ybarra makes the play, and just like that, 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Or sorry, we're going to the top of the 5th. Bulldogs lead 6-2. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Xolo Ford. Xolo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Xolo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Xolo Ford sells the best at the best price. Xolo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at XoloFord.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait, including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
There's a big changeup to Wilcox from Addie Clark. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Kaya Wilcox, state leader in home runs, added to it tonight, and she just took a huge swing on a changeup from Addie Clark and swung right through it. And there's a fastball that's drilled off the fence on a line, and that thing is hit so hard that Wilcox is only going to get a single, as that hit 3/4 halfway up the fence in right center. Just a missile from Kaya Wilcox. And Wilcox, she's like, I had the glass-shattering possibility of the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game. I now want to have the Horn Auto Center drive of the game with that one. She's just throwing her name in everything. So Wilcox with a rocket single, and that's going to bring up Era Leonard. Leonard, last inning after Wilcox was walked, as there's a called strike 1. Wilcox walked with the bases loaded. Leonard comes up and hits a rocket single and 2 RBIs and scores, as she took offense to that intentional walk. And there's a good changeup there. Folks, if you we're sitting where I'm sitting, and you get to see the movement on Addie Clark's ball is crazy how much this thing is moving. And it is 0-2 to Leonard. Here's the pitch from Clark. That ball is up, and that's going to be a pass ball off the glove of the catcher as a courtesy runner. Alexis Munchmore runs into second base. Now there's a runner in scoring position and no outs here in the top of the fifth. Bulldogs looking to extend this lead. Here's the pitch from Clark. There's a ground ball hit up the middle into center field. Around comes Munchmore, and she is going to score standing up as Era Leonard with another single and another RBI to make it 3 on the day. And as good as Wilcox has been, Era Leonard wants her piece of that Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store Player of the Game. Again, they have the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting gear in the White Mountains. They're located. There's a bunt. We'll get back to that. That's a great bunt there. Sacrifice bunt from Cassie Cody. I'm going to give her a sacrifice, and she's going to be out on the 1-3 putout. That's going to move Leonard over. Leonard again for that Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Player of the Game. She's vying for that. They're right-hand side of the road on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Resort and Casino. And there's a fly ball to the infield. Under there is the shortstop, and that's Amity Gonzalez. As Gonzalez gets the F6 for out number 2. And now Livia Palfy rocket double off the one hop off the fence and left, 2 hops down the left field line, and an RBI in that third inning. Looking for another one here with 2 outs. 2 outs, runner on second for the Bulldogs. Here's a pitch from Clark, and that thing is moving as Palfy swings through that one for strike 1. Bulldogs have 1 in across this inning, looking for another one with Leonard on second. Here's the pitch from Clark. As that ball's hit up the middle, great backhand play, great reaction there from Clark as she gets Palfy out on the 1-3 putout. Bulldogs get 1 to extend this lead 7-2. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
At Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, April showers bring showers of cash with a jelly roll on top. And who doesn't love jelly rolls? This month, when you have the professionals at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint replace your insured windshield, you'll get 2 delicious steak dinners at Cattleman Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets at the WME Theaters. And this month, you'll get entered to be showered in cash with our $1,000 cash drawing, plus premium floor tickets to see Jelly Roll and Post Malone live in concert. Yeehaw! This month it's dinners, movies, and your name goes in a hat for April Showers of Cash. Plus premium tickets to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll live in concert.
536-597 Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cashback.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Lady Bulldogs from Winslow leading the Lady Cougars of Xolo 7-2, and that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter of the inning, number 7 hitter Angie Villa. Villa struck out swinging in the second, and she is going to the left-hand side of the plate this at bat. Villa, good speed. Let's see if she can use that speed from the left-handed box this time around as she goes for a slap and holds off, but it is a called strike on that outside corner. Again, Villa, switch hitter, which you don't see too much of in softball. But again, when you have her speed and you can play small ball to lead off an inning, you do it. Because there's a slap and a swing and a miss for strike 2. So she's going to call time, and she's going to now move over to the right-handed side of the box. As again, trying to use that speed of hers and slap and get the ball on the ground and get that running start. There's a great shot of Via. Now in a hole, no balls, 2 strikes. As that ball runs out for ball 1. Wilcox also got some movement on her pitches, just like Clark. Both these kids, juniors, and we will see them again next year battling it out as there's a fastball just off the outside part of the plate for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wilcox gets her sign from the dugout and delivers the 2-2 pitch. And there's a ground ball, foul. All right, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, foul ball. Cougar dugout, a little excited there, did not hear the umpire say foul ball, as the ball was on the left side of the chalk when Leonard touched it, and it went off her glove. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Wilcox, and another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. On deck, Gracie Umphris had an infield single and scored on the 9-hitter Riley Wyatt's first home run of her career, as she is a freshman. 2 RBIs. Those have been the only 2 runs for the Cougars coming out of those 8 and 9 spots. Here's a pitch from Wilcox. There's a swing and a miss as that ball just ran away from Via for out number 1. Addie Clark hit that double in the first. She's done some damage, and then everything else has come from the bottom of the order. Other than Aspen Clark had a double in the 3rd, everything else has come from the 8 and 9 spots. And that does bring up Gracie Umphris. Umphris 379 on the year. Looking to get something started here for the Cougars. There's a pitch outside for ball 1. Winslow wanted that one. Wilcox and their catcher both wanted that one. Umpire says no, too far outside. Emily Wilbanks trying to frame that one. Here's the 0-1 pitch, or 1-0 pitch. Now 2-0 to Umphris. Again, when it's time to start your college education, do it at your hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state. Northland Pioneer College now offering bachelor's degree programs in education and business. Check out Northland Pioneer College. That ball runs too far outside. Wilcox being careful here with the 8-hitter. Gracie Umphris, 3 balls, no strikes. Umphris, 22 RBIs, 5 home runs on the year. Now with a 3-0 count. There's a strike called. Umphris didn't like that one, but that one is a strike. That one caught more of the plate than it did not. And now it's 3-1 as Kaya Wilcox trying to battle back here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a swing and a miss from Umphris, and now we got a full count. Cougars looking to dig themselves out of this hole as they were only a few innings, 3 at-bats, counting this one left for the Cougars, trailing 5. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball from Umphris. Big swing there, good swing there from Umphris. Umphris with a couple practice swings, digs back in. Wilcox has her sign, quickly back up on the rubber, see what they're going to throw here. And here's the full count pitch, and there's a ground ball off the end of the bat, bobble there, as that one just took a little bit of a bad hop. Cue shot there off the end of the bat. Not sure Ybarra is going to make that play. If she comes up clean, but I'm still going the E6, and that's going to bring up the 9-hitter, Riley Wyatt. Wyatt again had a home run, 2 RBIs, and a run scored in that 3rd inning. She's responsible for those 2 runs back in that 3rd inning. There's a good shot at the freshman. Here's a pitch from Wilcox. Nice pitch there on the outside corner to the left-handed hitter for strike 1. 1 out, runner on first here in the bottom of the 5th. Cougars looking to get something going again as that ball is up and out for ball 1. Inning-wise, Cougars running out of time. Talent-wise, they are not. They could score 5 very quickly. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. There's a great pitch there on the inside corner. Trying to hold up. Wyatt didn't like it. Not her pitch, but it's a called strike, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a good shot of Wyatt. There's a good shot there of Wilcox. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And there's a floater over to short, and she's not going to get the speed out of the left-handed box, as that's going to be a single for Wyatt, her 2nd hit of the day. Didn't hit it very hard. Great placement and great speed out of that left-handed box, and the Cougars have got something going here with 1 out and runners on first and second. And that's bringing up the leadoff hitter, Aspen Clark. Clark grounded out the second in the first and then hit a rocket double down the left field line in the 3rd. Aspen Clark hitting .463 on the year, 7 doubles, 23 RBIs, 4 home runs. So again, the Cougars not out of this by a long shot. They've got some power, and their averages, they put the ball in play. Here's a first pitch from Wilcox. Strike on that outside corner called to Clark. Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order here for the Cougars. Winslow trying to get themselves out of a jam and get themselves back into the dugout. Here's the pitch from Wilcox, and there's a fly ball out to left. Left fielder under it, makes the play. We've got it. Everybody's tagging up, and they are safe. So that's 2 outs as Umphris, or their courtesy runner for Umphris, moves over to 3rd. Wyatt moves up the 2nd. And that brings up Ari Rivera. Rivera 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out to 3rd, struck out swinging in the, or ground out in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Rivera, freshman, hitting .521 on the year, looking to chip away at this deficit here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Wilcox, right down the middle, first called strike 1. I'm assuming Winslow's going to go after Rivera as the state RBI leader is waiting her turn on deck in Addie Clark. Here's the pitch from to Rivera, and she hits a missile right up the center field wall. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. And they went too much after Rivera as that ball was right down the middle of the plate. And Rivera didn't miss it. She has 2 RBIs on that double. And just like that, the Cougars down 3. And here is the state RBI leader, Addie Clark. First base open. We'll see what Coach Hayes has here if they're going to go after Clark. Clark had a double in the 1st and struck out swinging in the 3rd. And it looks like they're going to go after her here. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. There's a strike called right on that outside third of the plate to Clark. Clark again, 50 RBIs on the year, leading the state of Arizona in 3A. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. That one's too far outside. Is that ball running away? 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. I'm assuming Wilcox and Winslow will be careful here with Addie Clark. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. And there's a check swing for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball and strike 2. Clark behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Doesn't matter, this kid can swing it. Deep breath, there's a good shot of Clark right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Kaya Wilcox with the 1-2 pitch. And that ball is gone. Already knew it as soon as it was hit. Caught the changeup. Wasn't outside enough. And I talked about how the Cougars were not out of this thing as the state RBI leader in 3A just adds 2 more to it. As she goes yard to right center, scoring 2. And now Clark wants to be in on the conversation for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. Again, if you need glass for your home or business, call Deemer's Glass in Lakeside at 1-888-GLASSMAN. And just like that, folks, it is a 1-run ball game. It is 7-6 here in the bottom of the 5th. And the Cougars are not done yet as Avery Irvin up to bat, 0 for 2 on the day. There's a nice pitch right there on the outside corner for strike 1. Irvin, 451 on the year. And again, another Comfort Fit Dentures home run. Smile Comfort Fit Dentures. And none of the 3 home runs today have needed any bit of this wind here tonight in Xolo. There's a pitch to the backstop for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases are empty here for the Cougars. That ball too far outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Cougars have 4 across. Again, the 8-9 hitters for the Cougars have gotten it done tonight, scoring 4 of the 6 runs. Ground ball over to Sharp at first. She takes it herself for out number 3. We're going to the top of the 6th. We've got a ball game. 7-6 our score. Bulldogs lead. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Not only do we have new and used cars, we also have certified pre-owned vehicles. Check these babies out. Over here, we got a 2024 certified pre-owned GMC Sierra Denali. It was $71,455, now priced at $66,740. Or how about a 2024 Chevy Blazer 3LT with leather certified pre-owned? It was $39,995, marked down to $38,588. So take a look at these and all of our used vehicles inventory on hornauto.com.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. Here's the first pitch, the 8-hitter Emily Woltbanks. Woltbanks leading off the top of the 6th. 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out the 3rd and a fly out to center. 8-9-1 here for the Bulldogs. Each team now chasing out. 6 outs remaining for each team. who can get those the quickest without giving up these runs. Here's the pitch from Clark as that ball's in the dirt for ball 1. Or ball 2, sorry. 2 balls, no strikes. Wiltbanks, sophomore, hitting .270 coming into tonight. Looking to get something started here for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch from Clark, and there's a ground ball foul. As Hewitt, Riley thought that the ball was, that the foul lines were the fences in foul territory. I'm trying to get her dad to look at me, and he's not paying attention. As Riley goes diving into the third base box, trying to get that one, but it's well foul. 2 balls, 1 strike to Emily Wiltbanks. There's a changeup high and outside, 3-1 the count. 9-hitter Gigi Vasquez on deck. Vasquez looking to get something going with herself today as she's 0 for 2 or 0 for 1, and looking to get the Bulldogs going here in the 6th. There's a fastball up in the zone and swung through by Wiltbanks. Full count. Addie Clark back up on the rubber. Wiltbanks digs in. Clark has her sign. Here is the full count. 3-2 pitch from Clark. A changeup up and swung through for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Vasquez. Vasquez, the center fielder for the Bulldogs, walked and scored in the 3rd. And then on the 1-2-3 put out in the 4th. Vasquez, a freshman, hitting .268 on the season. Here's the pitch from Clark. Foul tip right into the mitt for strike 1. For the Cougars, they're looking at 5, 6, and 7 coming up in the bottom of the 6th. Bulldogs hoping to stay away from Addie Clark in these next 2 innings, but she's only been part of the problem, as the 8 and 9 hitters have really been the issues for the Bulldogs tonight, getting on base in each of both of their first 2 at-bats and scoring. There's 1 ball, 1 strike to Vasquez. Here's the pitch from Clark. Squares around to bunt, pulls back, jumps out of the way for ball 2. Kendra Ybarra waiting her turn on deck. Kendra 1 for 3 on the day. Bulldogs trying to get to the top of their lineup to see if they can do some damage here in the 6th. Here's the pitch from Clark. Changeup right on the inside corner. Great pitch there by Clark for the called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases empty here in the top of the 6th. Bulldogs leading by 1. Here's the pitch from Clark. 2-2 pitch. Fastball low as we are in full. 3-2 to the 9-hitter Gigi Vasquez. Vasquez, deep breath, gets back into the crater that has been built in the right-handed batter's box. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Clark. And that is a changeup outside and possibly a little bit high to Vasquez. And that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Kendra Ybarra. Ybarra, 1 for 3 on the day, struck out, swinging, singled, and scored in the 3rd, and then a ground out the 2nd in the 4th. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 1. 1 out here, top of the 6th, runner on first. Cougars have cut this deficit to 1. All momentum sitting in that Cougar dugout at the time being. And there's a ball hit out the center, right at the center fielder. Only had to take a couple of steps to her left as Ybarra is retired. There you see Via spinning around out there in center. As there's now 2 outs and Riley Sharp up to bat. Bulldogs trying to get Kaya Wilcox up to bat here with runners on in the 6th. Here's the pitch to Sharp. Change up high for ball 1. Sharp struck out in the 1st, reached on an error and scored in the 3rd, and then had a ground out to shortstop in the 4th. Sharp coming into tonight hitting .479 on the season. Here's the pitch from Clark. Fastball right at the knees, called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clark's done a good job keeping Riley Sharp in check. Sharp, 37 RBIs, 7 home runs on the season. Clark with the 1-1 pitch. And there's a pop fly. It's going to stay in play and in between 3 Cougars as the first baseman, the pitcher, and the catcher converge on it. And it falls in between all 3 of them for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball and strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first here in the top of the 6th. If I'm a betting man, I'm betting a changeup is coming. Here's the pitch, and it is not. Good thing I don't have any money to bet. As Sharp takes the fastball rising for ball 2. I still feel a changeup's coming in this at-bat. Deuce is wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Clark gets her sign, and here's the 2-2 pitch. And there's the changeup. And it is a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball by Sharp. I knew it was coming, just didn't know when. Deuce is still wild as Sharp stays alive. Now we're going to see the running fastball away from the right-handed hitter that Clark's been so good at tonight. Here's the pitch. And there's the running fastball, swung through and missed as Clark gets Sharp to swing and miss. And now the Cougars chasing 1 going to the bottom of the 6th. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Xolo Ford. Xolo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Xolo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Xolo Ford sells the best at the best price. Xolo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at XoloFord.com.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. This game has lived up to the hype. 7-6 Bulldogs over the Lady Cougars. Bulldogs jumped out to a big lead early, and the Cougars have done nothing but chip away at it. And last inning, they put up 4 to get within 1. 7-6 is our score, and leading off for the Cougars is Riley Hewitt. 5, 6, and 7 in this lineup. Hewitt 0 for 2 on the day as she takes a called strike fastball on that outside corner. Hewitt hit a rocket to left field that was caught by the left fielder and struck out swinging in the 4th. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. And there's a little ground ball over to second off the end of the bat, and it is thrown away, and she is on her way to second. And just like that, the tying run is on second base as the second baseman throws it away for the Bulldogs, and Hewitt reaches on the air. And now the Cougars tying run at second base as they're going to have Coach Nick's going to have a little bit of a chat. We're going to see he's talking to the umpire. As there was some confusion on who Coach Nix was calling time to talk to. I'm only going to assume we're playing a little small ball here. I'm going to try to get a bunt down, I would guess, to get the tying run over to third. That would be my guess here. As Tatum Townsend coming to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day, ground out to third, and a fly out to the shortstop. Townsend hitting .441 on the year. So with that average, maybe they're not going to play small ball here. But I would say the percentages, I guess, are not. She was just wanting to move it over. And there's another error by the second baseman, as that's a ground ball right bobbled and into the legs. The conference was just for her to inside out that one and hit it to the right side, as Townsend did. And now she's on with the E4, and runners are at the corners for Angie Villa. Villa 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts, but Villa has some speed. If she can get the ball on the ground, she's going to have a shot at beating it out, tying run at third, and that's going to bring a conference to the mound from the pitching coach of Winslow, Coach Johnson, trying to settle everything down. Okay. Cougars chasing one with that tying run with Riley Hewitt at third base, Tatum Townsend over at first, and the Cougars threatening for a big inning here in the bottom of the 6th. Then the Bulldogs jumped out to that 6-2 lead. Actually had a 6-0 lead, 5-0 lead. Nope, 6-0. Then the Cougars have chipped away, and they have the tying run at third. And there's a drive out to left center from Angie Villa, and that ball is caught. And that's a tag up from Riley Hewitt at third, and we have a tie ball game. Great piece of hitting there from Villa for the RBI, as she hits a sacrifice fly to center for out number 1, and we are all knotted up at 7. Townsend still at first, and that brings up the 8-hitter Gracie Umfris. Umfris reached on an error and scored in the 5th, singled and scored in the 3rd. And that ball is off the shin guard of the catcher, and the go-ahead run for the Cougars is out at second base. As the 8-9 hitters again for the Cougars have done a ton of damage tonight, both reaching twice, both scoring. Wilcox up on the rubber and delivers. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball deep. Foul down the right field line for strike 1. Here's a pitch from Wilcox. There's a drive up the middle, and we have a lead change. The Cougars again getting production from the bottom of the lineup as the 8-hitter Gracie Umphris comes up huge with an RBI single. And now the Cougars have their first lead of the day. That's an RBI double for Umphris, as now she wants to be in for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. And now that brings up the left-handed hitter, 9-hitter Riley Wyatt. Wyatt 2 for 2 on the day with a home run, 2 RBIs, and a single. Both times have scored. Takes that outside for strike 1. Region title on the line tonight for the Cougars. They win. They are region champs. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. As that ball bounces off the face mask of the umpire, as changes just, that ball confused the catcher off the mask of the umpire. Runner moves over to third. 1 out for the Cougars, and 1-1 is the count with 1 out here for the 9-hitter in this Cougar lineup. Coach is checking on the catcher, probably trying to give some extra time for the umpire since he took one square off the mask. Making sure that umpire's all right. Got to take care of him. 1-1 the count still. Cougars now lead 8-7. Wilcox gets her sign. She is back up on the rubber. And the pitch. Strike 2 on that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wilcox gets her sign back up on the rubber. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. One out here, bottom of the 6th. Cougars still threatening here with a runner on third. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss for out number 2. The first time that one of either the 8 or the 9 hitter have been retired tonight for the Cougars. And that's going to bring up leadoff hitter Aspen Clark. Clark 1 for 3 on the night. She had a Rockets double back in the 3rd. Here's a pitch from Wilcox. That ball is backs right to the catcher, and she is going to be safe as the catcher doesn't flip it to Wilcox. She tries to get her herself. She is late as another run comes across for the Cougars, and it is now 9-7 here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 ball the count.
Come on, Aspen, keep it going, kid. Let's go. Let's get that one.
Here's the pitch from Wilcox. Ground ball up the middle into center field as Aspen Clark with a single, as she now is 2 for 4 on the day, and that's going to bring up Era Rivera. Rivera 1 for 3 on the day, a double and 2 RBIs. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to third. Leonard across the diamond to Sharp. And they are finally out of the inning. Cougars 3 outs away from a 3A East Region Championship. We're going to the top of the 7th. 9-7 our score. This is Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at the locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Xolo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Xolo today.
Welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Change up to Kaya Wilcox for a swing and a miss for strike 1. It is 9-7 here in the top of the 7th. The Cougars have fought back all night to take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th, and they are now 3 outs away. As there's a fastball in the inside corner for strike 2. Kaya not a fan of that strike, but she is in a hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss on the changeup for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Ara Leonard. Era Leonard 3 for 3 on the day. 2 singles, 3 singles, 3 RBIs. Here's a pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Clark back up on the rubber, gets her sign, and here is the 0-1 pitch. And that one runs a little too far outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count to the third baseman for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch from Clark. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to the number 4 hitter of the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch from Clark. Nice ball, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th. Cougars trailed all game until last inning when they took the 2-run lead, and they are now 2 outs away from a region title. Here's the pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss, and they are 1 out away from a 3A East Region Championship.
Now that's going to be number 17, Sissy.
And that's going to bring up Cassie Cody. Cody 0 for 2 on the day. She did have a sack bunt in the 5th. Here's a pitch from Clark. Fastball high for ball 1. Bulldogs down to their final out here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs here, top of the 7th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Held up there by Cassie. 2-1 the count. Clark. Here's a shot of Clark. She's got some adrenaline going as this ball is coming out a little faster this inning. Here's the pitch. That ball runs too far outside for ball 3. 3-1. To the second baseman for the Bulldogs. Clark gets her sign and delivers. And that is ball 4. And the Bulldogs are not done yet. And that's going to bring up Amital Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 3 on the day. Looking to keep this inning alive for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss. That's going to be a strike in the outside corner regardless. Gonzalez struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th, and flew out to shortstop in the 5th. Here's the pitch from Clark. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball, and the Cougars 1 strike away from a comeback victory and a 3A East title. Clark with the pitch. And she apparently went. Parents, calm yourselves, parents. They check, and apparently she did not go. So this game is not over yet.
Don't watch it on the playback on TV because you'll be disappointed.
Wow.
Let's go, Eddie! 4 strikes, let's go!
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Little excitement here. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Clark. Change up and a swing and a miss, and that's gonna do it. As the Cougars come back and defeat the Bulldogs 9-7. As the Cougars beat the Bulldogs 9-7. We'll be back here quick. Give us about 30 seconds. Give us a minute. We got to get some awards here. Some excitement here at the end. Give me a second. We'll be right back. Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down.
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Xolo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
All right, welcome back to Xolo High School and Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. What a game tonight as the Cougars defeat the Bulldogs 9-7 for the 3A East Region title. Bulldogs thought it was going to be a runaway early as they jumped out to that big lead, and then the Cougars just kept chipping away, had a big fifth inning, and then another 3-run sixth to take the lead and win 9-7. So we're going to get into our post-game awards. We're going to give our Horn Auto Center drive of the game, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Number 20 for the Bulldogs, Kaya Wilcox, the state leader in home runs, extends the lead of hers to 13, had a bomb in the first inning. So Kaya Wilcox is our Horn Auto Center drive of the game. Again, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Just not enough. Couple errors late in the game for the Bulldogs as the Cougars, again, victorious. So we're going to give our Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game over on the Cougar side. Deemer's Glass. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, 1-888-GLASSMAN. Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game goes to the freshman in the 9-hole, Riley Wyatt. Wyatt with her first home run of her career as a freshman here for the Cougars. A 2-run bomb in the third. Trying to find Riley somewhere in the dugout over there. Right there, number 6 walking in, getting the hugs. She is our Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game, as she had that Comfort Fit Dentures home run in the third. Now our Honda Ski and Sports Outdoor player of the game. Again, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, fishing gear in the White Mountains. They're on the south side of Pine Top on Highway 260, right-hand side of the road just before you get to the Honda Casino and Resort. We're giving that player of the game to number 10, Addie Clark. Clark, the pitcher, there she is right there, putting her stuff away. Clark, player of the game in the circle. See how many strikeouts, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 strikeouts in the circle on this for this Cougar as they defeat the Bulldogs. Not only the 8 strikeouts, Clark also with a double in the first, and then another Comfort Fit Dentures bomb and 2 RBIs in the fifth to get that 5th inning going for the Cougars, and eventually getting the win in the circle and a 3A East region title. So congratulations, Addie Clark on our player of the game. We're going to get our sponsors, Allegra and Xolo, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Horn Auto Center, Summit Regional Medical Center, Northland Pioneer College, Deemer's Glass, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store, Ace Hardware, Comfort Fit Dentures, and Xolo Ford. That's going to do it for us. 9-7. Cougars defeat the Bulldogs. Want to thank Robin and Nathan for our cameras tonight. Great job. You guys up on the dugouts. I want to thank Mel West in the truck, making sure everything looks good from there in between his naps and pizza eating. Just kidding, y'all. Mel's fantastic. 9-7's our final. Xolo Lady Cougars, 3A East Region Champs. This was Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
This has been Xolo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without express written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.